Namaste. I am Professor Dr. Pramod K. Raghav, Faculty of Agriculture and Veterinary Science, Jayoti Vidyapeeth, Women's University, Jaipur. In today's talk, we will discuss about the disadvantages, specifically disadvantages of the waste management in food processing industry. And there is no need to surprise. Yes, in the beginning, when we take up the waste management practices in any industry, not only the fish processing industry, there are several challenges. And some of the processors, they just give up because of these challenges. And later on, these challenges, were termed as disadvantages. And yes, absolutely, they may be disadvantages if certain things are not, kept in mind. So let me start that what may be the disadvantages. As in my yesterday's talk, I told a little bit about the disadvantages also. And the first disadvantage, that the process, that the plan, that the waste management practices which you have employed may not be the cost effective always. They may end up having they may end up with a huge expenditure, and that's why it is said that they may not be the cost effective. And the reason is that there may be some improper planning, and there are several challenges in the beginning when you implement the waste management practices. So this is disadvantage, and the reason is improper planning, not proper monitoring. The people are not well trained. The equipment selection were not proper, and overall, sometime the waste management practices selected, may not be the appropriate, depending upon your operations in the processing. So that is the first disadvantage. But let me tell you, if you want to make waste management successful in the processing industry, it has to be cost effective in longer run. And there are steps, there are certain techniques, there are certain procedures. By following those, the waste management practices can be made cost effective. So the first disadvantage was that your waste management practices may not always be the cost effective, and the reasons I told. Second is there may be heavy expenditure in the beginning when you are implementing these waste management practices. And the reason is that you will need intense monitoring. You will need more people. You will need equipments, and you will need to train your manpower. So because it will be a new thing. So that's going to be the second disadvantage. And it's going to be in beginning. In longer run, definitely the waste management practices will give you good results, and you will even start earning as a result of these waste management practices, along with managing the waste. So that was the second disadvantage. And the third is that if you are making some of the byproducts from the waste from fish processing industry, the life of the waste product, their shelf life. You to think about that. You to think about the market. Where would you, supply them? Who will be the end consumers? What should you make and what you should not make? So a proper planning of the byproducts from the waste is to be planned, and then these products from the waste are to be made. So that was something like third disadvantage. And another one more advantage is that the practices which you are implementing, if they are not done properly, they may not uniform. And if they are not uniform, it may lead to heavy losses. So uniformity of the waste management practices is very important. And you will say, now, what do I mean by uniformity? Uniformity means that you should know very well how much waste you're gonna get, how much you will send for the treatment, how much solid you will get, how much liquid waste you will get, and what will be your end products. Either you will make the some kind of biogas from the waste, or you will treat the water. By which method, and where you will use the treated water. All these are known as uniformity. So your various steps, various practices for the waste management must be uniform in nature. All right. And next is the disadvantage is that in the beginning you have to implement these waste management practices, some kind of you have to enforce them, because people are not used to of these waste management practices, and you may need to train those people, or you may need to train your employees. You may need to emphasize, and you may need to hire some more people. You need some trained people in your industry. So that's going to be another challenge, and it's a disadvantage. Disadvantage in terms of when the cost is concerned. When you're taking account the cost, this is a point which is to be considered. So these are few disadvantages of waste management. So that was all a little bit about the waste management disadvantages in the fish processing industries. In longer run, I would say there is hardly any disadvantage. In the longer run, as the time passes, you become seasoned in implementing the waste management practices. There are numerous advantages, and I have told in detail in my yesterday's talk about the advantages of the waste management, and today I focused a little bit on the disadvantages. So that's all about today's talk. Thank you. Bye-bye.